Let's talk about your why. Why do you have clutter? It's episode number 38 of It's All Clutter. I'm Jesmarcy. Let's dive in. People can reach out to me all the time trying to understand why they have clutter and why they don't know their why. And the question I always ask them is, well, have you started decluttering yet? The reason that I ask that question is because often you're not going to know why you have clutter until you start the process of decluttering. It's going through all of the stuff in your house and in your life that's going to create all of these aha moments. It's going to give you all of the answers that you need. So waiting to start decluttering until you have it all figured out in your mind is just one way that you delay the process of getting to the bottom of all of this. You're literally getting to the bottom of the piles. You're getting to the bottom of your why. You're going to figure it out when you start decluttering. So don't wait to start if you don't know why you have clutter. Now, sometimes you know why you have clutter, but you don't know why you have clutter. You know that there's an event that triggered your clutter, but you can't really understand exactly why you're hanging on to things so much. That's okay. You don't need to know all the answers at the beginning of the process. Just start decluttering and it's all going to become crystal clear. Now, I want to share with you a couple of common whys and aha moments that I see a lot that people have because maybe they'll resonate with you and they'll be enough of a motivator for you to actually get started on discovering your own answers, the things that make the most sense for you. One of the most common reasons that people have clutter that's somewhat unclear to them in the beginning of the process is that clutter is a protective barrier. It's literally a wall that you build around yourself to keep yourself safe. Why are you keeping yourself safe? Well, that's for you to discover as you go through everything. But using clutter as a barrier from people coming into your life, from people coming into your house, from uncomfortable situations is a really common aha moment that a lot of people have while they start decluttering. So maybe this resonates with you. Maybe this is part of your why also. Another common reason that people have clutter that they don't necessarily realize until they start decluttering is that this is a reaction to their childhood or to a specific event in their childhood. Either they grew up in a house that was spotless and this is a little rebellious streak, or they grew up with parents who didn't teach them how to clean, or they grew up with parents who tossed out all of their stuff and that was actually a traumatic episode in their childhood. There's a lot of things in your childhood that could trigger hanging on to clutter. So this might resonate with you also. Maybe it goes back really far, like so many things do. Maybe it goes all the way back to your childhood, and that's a contributor to why you have clutter now. But again, you don't really figure it out until you start decluttering. The third common why that I hear a lot is if I start decluttering, I need to acknowledge how much clutter I've been living with. And I feel ashamed and I feel embarrassed and I don't want to look that deeply at myself. Okay, so I encourage you right now to let go of the shame and to let go of the embarrassment that you have around clutter. It's not necessary. It's not helpful. Humans are hoarders by nature. There's so many reasons that we have clutter in our life. If you want to really dive into this more deeply, join Clutter Bootcamp. We talk about this in depth in Clutter Bootcamp. But let go of the shame because right now you're making a change and you're moving forward. So if this is part of your why, that's okay. Let it go and feel free to move forward. If not understanding your why is part of the reason that you're not starting your decluttering process, then go ahead and just give it a go. Start decluttering, and I guarantee that your why, or many whys, are hiding in the different corners of your house. They're hiding underneath your clutter. They're there waiting for you to discover them. And I also want to strongly recommend that if you're really struggling with the emotional side of things, why am I like this? Why all this negative self-talk? Please find a support group, get a therapist, get somebody to be with you during this process. Decluttering is deeply emotional for a lot of people, and that's okay, especially if you have support around it. Now, before you stop watching, go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel. There's a new podcast every week. And if you haven't done Clutter Bootcamp and you want to learn more about the exact process to declutter and organize your house, then go ahead and join clutter-bootcamp.com. We can't wait to welcome you into our judgment-free, supportive, incredible, full of aha moments group. I'll see you next week.